Hey guys, so this is a new playlist we're going to be doing on the Crash and Flow BJJ channel called Wrestling versus Jiu-Jitsu. It's very fitting because this is my good friend Adam here. He owns Wrestling University, huge channel on YouTube, check his out. But I'm the Jiu-Jitsu guy basically, and he's the wrestling guy. We kind of trade ideas. I teach him a lot of Jiu-Jitsu stuff, and he teaches me all my wrestling. So kind of a fun playlist to do with him, but this is how to defend a head outside single. So you might be asking, like, why am I making one specifically about the head outside single as opposed to a single leg? The head outside single can be really difficult to defend because it happens so quickly, and the fact that they can run the pipe right off the grip makes it so that a lot of times your hands just come out in space, and it can be very difficult to like get any kind of meaningful wrap of the head or a guillotine. So if Adam shoots in, he just picks me up, he footballs it between his legs and just brings me down to the ground immediately. Even though I'm trying to grab onto a head, it can be very hard to stop this. And it also feels awkward to sprawl on sometimes. So he goes, and a lot of times when they do it with their head in the middle, it's easy to sprawl because I have the head to push on. And I can still push on it here, but it just feels like my leg is already lifted up. And a lot of times I just feel like my typical sprawling is not necessarily there for me in a head outside single. So one thing that you've seen probably Dominic Mejia do this is like reaching through during these high crotches for like crucifixes and stuff. I've tried that. I find that it works occasionally, but a lot of times they're able to still roll me through with like fireman's carries and stuff like that. But one thing that I've been using that really works well is actually using a sumigeshi, so a butterfly sweep, out of the head outside single. And we can get right into leg locks off this. So when this happens and Adam shoots in, I don't need to sprawl. All I need to do is get a head wrap. And that's usually not that difficult to get. Again, he might be trying to go over, so it's gonna be hard for me to get a deep wrist grip and start doing guillotines, but I can at least get some kind of grip on his head, or at the very least over his lat. We just need an action of chin to floor. If I can get his head going towards the floor, that's the prerequisite for all sumigeshi butterfly sweeps, right? I need heads to floor, hips over the heads. So when I go to do this, I just grab his head or his lat, and then I take my outside hand and I grab the back of his hamstring. This is going to become my arm that holds on to the secondary leg in a cross-ashi. So when I grab onto his hamstring, I have his head, I just hop in between his knees, and I'm going to fall to the ground doing a pistol squat. Go like this, fall, and I back step behind this leg, and I keep hold of this leg so that now I can pull this into me, and we have double trouble on the correct hip, where I can now release the legs and go for inverted heel hooks on my opponent. Or we can do whatever we want with the secondary leg as well. So again, he shoots in, I wrap the head, I grab the outside of his hamstring with my outside arm. Now I step in the middle, and when we land, I'm gonna back step around this knee. So this leg stays in the whole time. I hop in between his feet, I go. Now we've landed in this position, I'm back stepping behind this and bringing my knee to my chest. It's important that I bring my knee to my chest, because if I don't and I have it low, it's much easier for Adam to start trying to turn onto that hip and hide his heel. Versus you can literally watch. See how if I have this open, he can do that. Now when I bring it towards the ceiling, the heel is much more up in the air for me to catch. So anytime we're in a cross-ashi, we want to start trying to think about bringing our knees to the ceiling because it creates heel exposure for us, okay? So again, I can show it from this angle now. Have Adam over here. He shoots in, I just grab the back of the hamstring, I jump between his legs, I do a pistol squat, and I keep this in. We do not let it go. If you let it go, you're just gonna fall off, and you're gonna end up in some weird scramble. So I just hold on to these two things, I jump in between, we roll, I backstep. What a lot of guys do here is that they don't backstep, they try to go this way. And now, Adam's actually gonna come up and probably take my back. All I have is this really weak, basically an overback grip around his head, and it's gonna fall off as he tries to go around the corner. So don't take your foot out, try to back step around the knee as you fall. So one more time. From here, I grab onto the hamstring, jump in, pistol squat, roll, and back step behind this knee. I'm bringing it to my chest, and I take this one through, and now I have double trouble. 90% of all leg lock defense comes from the secondary leg. So when we're in a double trouble, this is highly valuable. Adam really can't even choose what hip he's on, right? And now I can pull him to the correct hip, and I can start doing whatever I want to pass the leg by and look for my inverted heel hooks. All right, this is Eddie with Crash and Flow BJJ. I'll see you guys on the mats.